Companies Open Enrollment presentation for January 1st, 2014. This presentation is going to include information for the new plan year, again beginning January 1st, 2014 through December 31st. Open enrollment window will end December 19th. You can refer to the Employee Benefits Summary Guide for all the information we'll be discussing and covering today, as well as your contributions at the end of the book. Open enrollment is the one time of year that you can make changes to your benefit plans unless you have a qualifying event. So at this time you could change from HMO to PPO, PPO to HMO, or elect coverage if you previously waived coverage for yourself or your dependents. Qualifying events outside the open enrollment or during the plan year are eligible. Qualifying events such as marriage, divorce, birth, or adoption of a child would allow you to make changes to your benefit plans, including enrolling those new dependents. You would need to do so within 30 days of that qualifying event, and please see Human Resources Department for more information. Full-time employees working at least 30 hours a week are eligible to participate in the plans, and your eligible dependents including your legally married spouse, dependent children under age 26, registered domestic partners. Coverage begins for new hires the first of the month following 30 days from the date of hire. An overview of what we'll be discussing today is the moving of the medical, dental, and life insurance plans from Anthem to Aetna. You'll still have an option of an HMO and a PPO plan to choose from. The HIA, or Health Incentive Account, with Anthem has been discontinued. You should expect to receive new ID cards for your medical, and there are no dental cards required for the Aetna Dental. It's a good time to remind you also to refill prescriptions if you have a need for medications on an ongoing basis. During the transition, this will be the holiday season, and in case things are slowed down by that process, we want to make sure that you have the medications you need to get through. We'll talk about the Aetna Doc Find so you can look up providers to see if your providers are in the network with Aetna, and how to sign up for the Aetna Navigator, which will allow you to view information on claims as well as print ID cards. We'll be introducing a new provision on the flexible spending account, and new eligibility, which is the first of the month following 30 days, you can now participate in that plan rather than 60 days. If you currently have a debit card on the flexible spending account, hang on to that card. They won't send new ones. They'll just load the new balance for you on January 1st. Employee Benefits Portal, or Benetrack, is where all this information will be housed. It will also be where you go in to make your elections electronically by the end of the open enrollment period of December 19th. The medical plan options you have available to you will be with Aetna and Kaiser Permanente. As I mentioned before, the Anthem be processed by your primary care physician as a referral. Each family member is able to choose his or her own provider within the HMO network, including different medical groups. Care received outside of the HMO network are not covered. The PPO medical option is different. It does give you some additional freedoms to access providers both inside and outside the network. There is a deductible on this plan, but you're not required to select a primary care doctor. The OAMC, or Open Access Managed Choice Plan, will allow you to use providers in that Aetna network. But you will pay more out-of-pocket expenses for non-network providers. The Kaiser HMO medical option offers you the most convenience of doctors, pharmacies, and labs all under one roof. There is no deductible on this plan and no claim forms to file, and services are only covered when you use a Kaiser Permanente provider or facility. Except in the case of an emergency. If you do have an emergency and you're a Kaiser member, you would go to the most local emergency room, and once you're stable, contact your Kaiser facility and they'll coordinate getting you back into the Kaiser system. All the plans we'll be discussing today are 100% covered for preventive care and screenings, no copays, no deductibles. For your routine annual physical exams, well child exams, routine gynecological exams, mammograms, screenings, etc. Should you go in for a preventive care exam and talk to your doctor about another issue or symptoms that you might be having, you should expect to receive a bill for that consultation. The Kaiser HMO plan does not have a deductible. The calendar year out-of-pocket maximum is $1,500 for an individual, $3,000 for a family. What that means is that if you come out of pocket in the copays that you pay for your care up to at over $1,500, Kaiser will step in and pay the remainder of your health care costs for the plan year. This plan is very rich. It does cover all of your services at 100% once you pay the applicable copay. For office visits, primary care specialists, only $10. Emergency room is a $100 copay, and that's waived if you're admitted to the emergency room. Waived if you are admitted to the hospital as a result of that ER visit. Urgent care facilities are covered at $10, and again, preventive care covered 100% on this and all the plans. Prescriptions are covered, generic and brand name medications, $10 for a 30-day supply of generic medications and $25 for a 30-day supply of brand name medications. Kaiser does offer a mail order program as well, where you can get a 100-day supply of medications for just 2 copays. The next medical plan option is available to you from Aetna. There is no deductible on this plan, and the same out-of-pocket applies as the Kaiser, as $1,500 for an individual, $3,000 for the family. This plan also has a $10 office visit copay, and everything's covered 100% after your copays, with the exception of lab and x-ray. Should you need an advanced image, like an MRI, PET scan, or CT scan, that would be a $100 copay. Prescriptions are covered, generic, brand name, and non-formulary. Non-formulary just means it doesn't appear on the Aetna preferred drug list. However, you can still access those medications at a higher copay. $10 for generic, $25 for brand, and $45 for non-formulary. One important note, when you do go into the employee benefit portal to enroll, if you are choosing the Aetna plan, you will need to indicate the 6-digit primary office number to identify who your primary care physician or medical group will be. This code can be found at the Aetna.com's DocFind site. This is a screenshot of what that looks like. If you'll see the highlighted area, primary office number, that is a 6-digit number that you would indicate in the employee benefit enrollment portal. The provider ID number above that, which is a 7-digit number, is not the correct number to enter. The third and final medical plan option you have available is the PPO plan. This plan has both in and out of network services covered. In network, the PPO providers, you have a $500 deductible for individuals, 3 times that for the family members. Once you meet your deductible, you have a co-insurance, which is the cost that you and the insurance company share for all of your treatment after that case. The calendar year out-of-pocket maximum on this plan is $3,000 for an individual and $6,000 for a family. Again, once you reach an out-of-pocket maximum of these amounts, Aetna will step in and pay the remainder of your health care costs for the rest of the plan year. Office visit is a $30 copay. If you have a simple office visit for maybe a cold or flu visit to the doctor, he writes your prescription and sends you on your way, you should expect to only pay $30 and not be subject to the deductible. If, however, the doctor decides to order blood or lab work, you would be subject to the deductible and co-insurance for those services. The emergency copay is $150. Again, that's waived if you're admitted to the hospital, and then 80% of your charges after that. Prescriptions are covered on 3 tiers on this plan as well, $10 for generic, $30 for brand, and $50 for non-formulary. Mail order prescriptions are also available on both Aetna plans. You can get a 90-day supply of medication for only 2 copays for brand name and non-formulary medications, and a 90-day supply of generic medications for only 1 copay of $10. This is an example of the PPO mail order program. Some of the tools available to you through the Aetna Navigator and Aetna's website are that you can view your claims information, search for providers, and also access different tools of information. This system will be eligible and operational for you to register on after open enrollment closes after December 19th. You will not be able to register prior to approximately December 20th. However, you can still search for providers. Once you're able to register, as I mentioned before, you can print out an ID card by following these steps. This is also an example of what your ID card will look like for the PPO plan. They do family-style cards, which will allow you to have a card for yourself or your spouse, and then your dependents will be listed beneath. If you need additional cards, you're welcome to print them out. Also available is a smartphone app that you can access Doctor Find, find urgent care facilities, pull up a copy of your member ID card, and other useful capabilities. To search for providers, you'll go to Aetna.com, follow these links to find a doctor, dentist, or facility through an employer or organization. Once you follow these steps, you will be in the DocFind search engine, which will allow you 3 search tabs to search either by location, for example, within a certain mile radius of your home zip code or office zip code, or you can search by the provider's name. Once you get to the Select a Plan drop-down menu, for the HMO, you would indicate under Aetna Standard Plans the HMO plan. For PPO, under the Open Access Plan header, you would select Managed Choice POS as the network. For the dental plans, we have Aetna also offering the dental HMO and PPO plan options similar to what you have currently with the Anthem. The DMO plan allows you to access any service that's listed on the copay schedule. Anything listed on the copay schedule is a covered service, and it will indicate exactly how much you should pay for that service. Should you decide to enroll on this plan, we recommend that you print out a copy of the copay schedule, which can be found on the Employee Benefits portal, and take it with you to the doctor to make sure that you're being charged the proper amounts. This plan does include orthodontia for both adults and children. Again, you will not receive an ID card for the dental plan. However, if you would like to print one out, you're able to do so. The Aetna PPO dental plan allows you to access providers within the network or outside the network. It's a $50 deductible for an individual, 3 times that for the family unit, only for basic and major services. Preventive services are covered 100% with no deductible. The maximum benefit for each family member is $2,000 per year. That's the most benefits that Aetna will pay out towards the cost of your dental care. As you can see, in-network services are covered at a higher percentage. Should you choose to use a non-network provider, you are able to do so, but keep in mind the difference between what the non-network doctor is charging you and what Aetna will reimburse. The balance will be up to you to satisfy. Orthodontia is also covered on this plan, adults and children. It's a 50% benefit to a maximum lifetime benefit of $1,500 per person. Again, you'll follow the same steps to search for dental providers by going through the search engine to the DocFind. Once you get to the Select a Plan drop-down menu for the dental, you will select Dental Maintenance Organization, or DMO, if you're choosing the dental HMO product. For the PPO product, you'll go to PPO providers using the Dental PPO/PDN network. There are no changes to the Vision plan. This is still sponsored through VSP Vision or Vision Service Plans. You have a deductible of $10 for an exam, which you can receive every 12 months, $25 copay for materials, such as lenses, frames, or contact lenses. You're able to get new lenses every 12 months and new frames every 24 months. The maximum benefit on frames and contact lenses is $130. Should you choose to get designer frames or upgrades on your lenses, you will pay the difference between the benefit amount and the full charged amount. Basic life insurance is offered and paid for by the company, 1 times your annual earnings, to a maximum benefit of $250,000 for your beneficiary. In addition to that, there's an additional $15,000 policy from Aetna. It's a good time to remember to update your beneficiary designations in the Employee Benefits portal in the event that you've had a life event, change of divorce, marriage, or birth of a child. In the event your death is caused by an accidental death, this benefit would be doubled for your beneficiary. Flexible spending accounts by Connexus. You have 3 different options in a flexible spending account. The first option is the premium-only plan, which allows your medical, dental, and vision contributions to be deducted on your paycheck on a pre-tax basis. This is not a program that you need to sign up for. If you do have contributions coming out of your paycheck for the cost of your insurance plans, they'll automatically be deducted without an enrollment. The next two components are optional. If you'd like to participate in the healthcare spending account, you can elect to defer $110 up to $2,500 per plan year to help reimburse you for out-of-pocket expenses that are eligible for medical, dental, vision, and prescription drugs, as well as what you see listed here for you and your dependents. This includes chiropractic services, co-pays, co-insurance deductibles, dental services that are not already covered, extra pair of glasses. Basically anything used to treat or cure a condition or illness would be an eligible medical expense. Cosmetic and preventive services in nature are not considered eligible expenses. The third component of the flexible spending account is the dependent care assistance plan, which will allow you to defer $5,000 if you are a couple filing jointly to care for your children while you and your spouse are working. Child has to be under the age of 13, and the funds can be used for before and after school care, preschool, nanny, and babysitter services. For more details on all of the flexible spending account plans, you can visit connexus.com/myFSA for a list of all the eligible expenses. This is an example of someone participating in the flexible spending account that expects to have $1,200 in out-of-pocket health care expenses. In the first column, Dan's gross annual pay is $35,000, which means his taxable income is that full amount. He is taxed at 30% on his payroll taxes, and then his health care costs of $1,200 are taken out. The net pay for him is $23,300 in this scenario. The column to the right, Dan is participating in the flexible spending account, therefore the pre-tax health care money is coming out of his gross annual pay before he's taxed, reducing his taxable income. Taxed at the same rate of 30%, his payroll taxes are less than if he was taking the money out after tax, increasing his annual net pay increase by $360 for participating in a plan where he was already going to have costs. The way the plan works is that you'll estimate your annual health care or dependent care expenses, enroll through the flexible spending account through the employee benefits portal. The monies will come out of your paycheck on equal distributions each paycheck. If you're on the health care plan, you will receive a debit card. You can use that debit card to swipe at the pharmacy. The money will come directly out of your account. You can also choose to file paper claim forms through the Connexus website for the health care or the dependent care. Always remember to keep your receipts for claim substantiation. This is an IRS-covered plan, and you may be asked to provide that information to substantiate that it was an eligible expense. As I mentioned before, new this year is a $500 carryover provision. Should you have a remaining balance December 31st of this year, you will be able to carry forward up to $500 of that towards the 2014 plan year if you decide to participate again in the plan. Prior to this provision, any unused funds were forfeited and you weren't able to pull those monies out or carry them forward. This will be available in 2013 and 2014 as well. For contributions, you should refer to your Employee Benefits Guide or Benefits Enrollment Guide. Towards the end of the book, you'll also see carrier contacts, websites, and links available as well. Once again, all the enrollments will be done online through the Employee Benefits Portal or Benetrack. The link can be found in the company intranet to get to the online enrollment site. Once you get to the login site, you will use your predetermined username and password that you used the first time to get into the system. If you have forgotten that information, you can click on Forgotten Your Username or Password, and it'll be retrieved for you. Once you log in, you will see the personal information page. Please make sure the addresses are correct and all your dependents' information is listed correctly. This is the information that will be sent to the carrier for your enrollment and to generate your ID card, so making sure it's correct will save you a lot of hassle in the future. Next we have the Manage My Benefits. Once you manage your benefits, you're first of all going to see the current plan you're enrolled on. On the left-hand side under the quick links, you can also click on any of these links to see the different various coverages, medical, dental, vision, etc. In the Manage Benefits area, right underneath, you'll see a link that says Change or View Plan Options. This is where you'll click to find out what benefit plans you can enroll on for the new plan year. Make sure here to verify the dependents that you will be including in the coverage, and then click Continue. The plan options will then appear. These are the medical plan options, Plan 1, 2, and 3. We have the Aetna HMO, the Aetna PPO or Open Access Managed Choice, and the Kaiser Permanente HMO. As you go through the process, you'll see a cost tallying for each of the benefits that you elect, and click Continue. Just a reminder that we are closing open enrollment on December 19th, so you will need to get into the system and make your elections prior to that time. If you do have any questions, please make sure to see the HR department. And thank you very much for your time.